Hello everyone, and welcome back to Nihongaku, a story of Japan. We have gotten about halfway through the Motomachi period without actually talking about anything. I think I briefly covered last time that there was a conflict between the northern and southern imperial lines, and that resulted in a war that lasted from 1336 to 1392. But that was basically it. I have taken my notes diligently this time, and we will talk about the Motomachi period for real this time. But first, let's put down Albert Einstein. We're going to put right here in Kyoto, I think. Yeah. No point in researching a tech just yet, especially because we just got astronomy. And that means we are upgrading our trireme. And we don't have the money. We're so close. 2 gold. Do we have any friends? Would you give us 2 gold, man? What do you want for 2 gold? There's no way to make this work. You bastard. Okay. How about this? How much money will you give me? No. How about like 30 gold? 45, maybe? Okay. That's fine. I don't really care. Gandhi's not going to be doing anything to us. He might have a little bit more tourism than we do. But no, he does he? Yeah, he does. Just a tiny bit, and it doesn't really matter. We should prioritize getting to America as quickly as possible. Speaking of getting to things as quickly as possible, I think the operative thing to do here is maybe do gunpowder so we have these strong units, and then kind of I generally try to rush industrialization. He's getting the early adopter bonus for the ideologies is fantastic. So we have to decide what to do with this guy. Do we want to put him here? Do we want to send him down to Hanoi and get that alliance? We want to send him down to Hanoi. If he can actually manage to get out of the Chinese territory, which is looking harder and harder considering how many people China has. Quite threatening. I suppose it's no surprise that China's just spreading all over the place. I mean, this is exactly what happened in the real world. Anyway, we are in the Motomachi period. So what happened? During this period, it was Japan was ruled by the Ashikaga Shogunate, who in the 1330s basically went into Kyoto and deposed the emperor and took over. And during this period, the Ashikaga Shogun had almost full control. To the extent that there was central control, the Shogun had it. The emperor did not have it. There were still emperors, but they basically did nothing. There was also during this period the formation of the daimyo class. It was an intentional decision by the shogun or the shogunate in the Motomachi period to basically politically upgrade the constables or the rulers of various the kind of divided Japanese domains, and they upgraded them administratively to daimyo and called although I think they didn't call them domains immediately. I mean, not that they were calling them domains at all because that's an English word, but they basically formed the Baku Han System during this period, and that is the system of the shogunate at the top and then the daimyo, the domainal rulers directly beneath him, and that's kind of like what people regard as a feudal system. Oh, we can steal technology from Persia. Excellent. And what technology can we steal? Gunpowder and banking. So we've already done gunpowder, so no point in doing that. Just banking. How are we doing tech-wise? We're first in literacy. Excellent. But we are still... Persia still has probably at least one technology that we don't. Right? Maybe? I'm going to leave our spy there just in case. Be 43 more turns. If nothing happens after that, what are you going to do to me, man? I mean, seriously, my agents go where they please. It doesn't matter. You can't do anything. Leaning Tower of Pisa. No, Darius, no! Ugh, you fucking bastard! What timing? Oh, God. We tell him to go screw himself, and then he builds the damn Tower of Pisa. Alright, I'm never trying to build a wonder again. Screw it. That was absolutely tragic. All right, well, it's time to build the Forbidden Palace. Oh, I just said we're never going to build a wonder again, but I think we're going to have to build this. We just have to do it. Has anyone else gone city-state relations? Whatever it's called, patronage. Suleiman has gone patronage. Alexander's gone patronage. Those two. Solomon's good. Alexander's absolutely terrible. I wish we could figure out what Solomon was building. Maybe I should send my spy there. Screw it. We're doing this. We're going for the Forbidden Palace. This is going to be the last wonder we try to build until perhaps ideological wonders. But let's not worry about that yet. Also, during this period, I think I mentioned last time the northern versus southern court division. The Ashikaga Shogunate was a supporter of the northern court. Not that it really matters. It's kind of like northern versus southern is like the kind of a trivial thing because I don't really want to go into it that much. But the rule of the shogun in Japan became, as the daimyo, the domainal lords, became stronger, which they did, especially in the 1400s. What are we going to build in Osaka? Let's see. Armory or bank? That's basically the question. Let's go bank. As the daimyo got stronger, the shogun lost a lot of prestige and centralized control, which, as we'll see, became pretty important later, but not quite there yet. And then, let's see. In 1427, which we are 53 years past at this point, the city of Edo is established, modern-day Tokyo, which we have... Oh, the game's frozen. Right here, but which is actually over here somewhere. Not exactly sure where on this map. And then from 1467 to 1477, there was a war amongst between the shogunate and some of his supporters. I actually don't remember exactly who it was between. I'll have to look that up. But the end result was that it was the shogun against someone else who didn't like him in Japan. No. And the end result was that the shogunate basically utterly crumbled. The Ashikaga shogunate was no more, for all intents and purposes, and there was kind of a century of anarchy in Japan at this point, beginning in around 1477, 1480, culminating with something very important that we're not around like the turn of the 16th or the turn of the 1600s. So like around the year 1600 was a very incredibly tumultuous time in Japanese history, and that all kind of began 100 years before, around where we are right now, 1500, late 1400s. Where are you gonna go? We have traps here? Can't tell. Yeah, we do. Okay. Tokyo's pretty well improved. Kyoto could use more... Actually, there's not even any more land we could improve. We can improve this one tile over here. They could use some more production. I'm going to do that. Build a farm. I'm kind of risky with Satsuma over here. These might be the Midway Isles here. Is this Hawaii and this is Midway? I don't know. My Pacific geography is really bad. This kind of looks like Hawaii. And I know there's a ruin there, but I really don't want to send a unit all the way out there. Tokyo, let's build a harbor. Yes. Next turn. Go to Hanoi. However, other things that were going on in Japan during this period, despite the kind of top-down anarchy, there was, after the Mongol invasion, which was 1270s, early 1280s, the two of them, the two Mongol invasions. In terms of Japanese culture, the Japanese people were kind of made aware of the fact that Japan was this place that needed to be defended and was kind of like its own separate entity off the continent. And so they began saying they. I mean, of course not. It's hard to know exactly. It's easy to overestimate the number of people who were actually affected by this, but a lot of people were... we don't have a great work slot. That's unfortunate. Will we be getting one soon? How can we get one soon? It would be nice to... Does Temple have... No, Temple's done. What can we do to get a great work slot? I really don't want to... Oh, an amphitheater. So yeah, we'll just add that. We'll have this guy save Petrarch here. Keep going to America. Ruins discovered. Great, we're not going to worry about that. And let's go... We'll just go straight to industrialization. That's just 2. Yeah, let's just do it. Screw it. We're probably not going to have any coal in our territory, but who cares? There might be some up north in Siberia. No, I don't think so. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, cultural unification. And during this period, the idea of kokutai, that's how you pronounce it? Yeah, kokutai was developed. And kokutai literally means, or I should say literally, but actually it does not literally. There's a lot of disagreement about how it translates to English, but it means something along the lines of national polity. Like the idea that the people, I mean, it's weird that it's happening during this period where there was so much anarchy, but like despite the anarchy, there was still a gradually growing conception of Japan as one place and one people that needed to be united. Maybe the rulers were disunited, but Japan as a full group of people were kind of all one, united against the outside. I think we're going to do merchant navy. We don't have enough boats to make a great admiral worth it, although we really should be making boats. We could take the gold. Let's see. Maybe we should do a great admiral. So we really should be making boats. Let's do merchant navy. It helps us right now. Gets us +3 gold, which is not really that much, but once we get the East India Company, which hopefully will be soon, and we could actually make a lumber mill here. That might be better. Since Kyoto's food is limited, we're going to make a lumber mill for now. Can always go back and change it. And America's just... The Pacific is so big. God damn it. Anyway, so Kokutai, national polity. Also, along with this, Shinto kind of re-emerged. In the past few centuries, like 600 years, Buddhism had really taken over as like the main Japanese religion. And Shinto had basically been fully integrated into it. But at this point, there was, in the 1400s especially, there was kind of a revival of Shinto as this like important idea. Oh, new military unit from Hanoi, nice. Of the emperors coming from the original Amaterasu and Emperor Jimmu, which we talked about a long time ago. The emperor was kind of like the unifying factor, although not like the actual, not like the shogun and all the daimyo and anything actually believed that, because they were all fighting over who could be the most powerful, but the people believed it. And this appears to be the Americas. We'll see exactly what part. My geography is terrible, so I don't know what part of America this is. Actually, this looks like Baja California, maybe. This is either Baja California or like Panama. And I really don't know, so we'll see. Otherwise, got a few more years until something else happens in Japanese. I mean, of course, there were battles between various shogun wannabes and daimyo and whatnot going on during this period, but are we gonna actually, probably not even actually gonna convert them. Damn, we were so close. Gotta send a missionary over there. Actually, I really should do that. Let's buy a missionary. It's just getting that extra... Oh, we don't have enough. Well, we'll wait. Just getting that extra 20 or 40 from Hanoi would be fantastic. It's 1520, so we seem to be going up by 5-year periods now, or 5-year increments. And we really should go to war with China. Their military is over twice the size of ours, which means we should be focusing on military now, which I will do as soon as we finish this amphitheater. Start building military units in Tokyo. I don't even have a barracks there, though. Ugh. So much to think about. Okay. Vancouver. So this is Baja California. I was right. But that also means that America is not here, so we're going to go around the south, because everyone knows you can't go around America on the north. It's just not possible. I'm going to probably leave this knight here to defend Satsuma, lonely, and ultimately ineffectual if we actually got attacked down here, but I don't think we will, because most of the Chinese forces seem to be up in the north. Yeah, so we do kind of have to think of a game plan, especially with the choosing of a ideology coming up pretty soon. And right now we're not... We really should make another city up north. We actually definitely have to do that. Look at how many deer are up here. Holy crap. Let's give Satsuma another mine. Satsuma's expanding pretty quickly. Pleased about that. Osaka. What do you want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Galeas, I think. Cargo ship. Ugh. We need cargo ships. We need Galeases. I promised we would build up our navy. And I know we have to do that, so let's do it. The Zulus have denounced the unmet player, which means almost certainly that there's another player on the Euro-African continent area. Because, unless, I'm gonna guess the Zulus aren't really positioned to be exploring westward very much. I guess they could be. I mean, their capital is down here. I don't know. Really don't know. Meanwhile, we're not finding anyone. I wish we could trade maps with the Zulus. That would be incredibly convenient. 2 cities just grew. Build a trading post? I don't think so. Not on the hill. We could build trading posts here, but Satsuma is not going to have a lot of production. So look, they do have Zulu has the Galeas all the way over here. So I guess they must have explored. Why are these guys beating us? China's ahead of us in tech. Darius is a threat. I don't care. Who else is ahead of us in tech? The Ottomans and Persia. Okay, so we're fine with our spy in Persia. We're no longer #1 in literacy. That did not last very long. Also not friends with Hanoi anymore, which means we are going to want to buy a missionary as soon as possible. 1 more turn. Right? Yeah, plus 14. Yeah. Okay, worker. Where are you going to go? Okay. So, we can... Wow, usually I would have left Petrarch here and forgotten about him for like 100 turns, but I actually remembered, so great work. Yeah. Oh, there's this whole there's this island down here, so we should improve this island, because Kyoto needs a lot more improvements. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, I think barracks, and then we start churning out military units, basically. Not that we have a lot of room up here for military units, but gotta do what you gotta do. And we are definitely gonna have to make another city. Yeah, we're putting a city right here. It'll have more than enough luxury resources to compensate for itself. Might mean making oh my god. Okay, so it's 1540. It'll soon be 1545. And so in 1542, an incredibly important year, this was the first time that in recorded history that Japan had ever had direct contact with Europeans. 1542, a Portuguese ship, Portugal at this period, a incredible exploration and colonial powerhouse. A Portuguese ship shipwrecked somewhere in Japan, I'm not sure where, and from this, the Japanese learned about European-style gunpowder and guns and stuff. I mean, the Chinese had explosives and gunpowder for a long time, but they were heavily improved upon by the Europeans. And then in 1543, the Portuguese showed up intentionally this time with the intention of, oh my god, we're actually going to get the Forbidden Palace. Yes! Fist pump. The Portuguese showed up with the intention of trading with the Japanese, which they did. And this relationship becomes very important in about 100 years, a little less. But for now, Yeah, the Portuguese were here. The Spanish arrived in 1587, and they were not going to last terribly long. The Dutch arrived in 1609, so not for a while. And that was probably the most prosperous trade relationship that the Japanese had until the modern period, but we will not talk about that quite yet. Galeas, move over here. You. I see a border. No, that was not a border. Oh, yes, I do see a man, though. Do you see an Incan individual? How we're going to actually encounter them is beyond me. Well, we already did, but we didn't get the greeting. Or did we, and I just completely ignored it? That's a possibility. All right, so we have 2 more people to find. We damn well better find them. Kyoto, you have to make a harbor, please. Osaka. Oh, we forgot to make a missionary. God damn it. Osaka, you have to make a Galeas. You keep going around here. And go to Satsuma. Purchase a missionary, please. Let us become friends with... Now we're not even going to be allies with Hanoi. By the time we get there, we're going to have to pay them. We have a lot of money. Speaking of paying people, I completely forgot to pledge protection to Hong Kong last time, as I figured I would. But we still have enough money to just buy them off. We'll never have to worry about... yeah, 6 turns. We'll never have to worry about happiness again, hopefully. Not literally, but for a long time. Economics, wonderful. Now making more money, and let's just go ahead and give them the $1,000. I just want to never have to worry about unhappiness again. Excellent. Yeah, and that got us the extra 20 because they wanted the money, so great. And this guy, send him to Hanoi, please. That means, of course, that it will be a while before we can buy off Hanoi again, but screw it. Tokyo. What did you just finish? You just finished a barracks. There are so many things here that we want to build in Tokyo. I'd like to build a caravel, but we got to think of how we're going to actually, like, go about making war against these Chinese, because they're pretty strategically well positioned over here. We're probably going to need a large navy. Let's see, yeah. Let's make a Galeas here. Oh, Kyoto's making a harbor, okay. That'll speed things up a lot. Other things happening in this period. In 1549, 6 years ago, according to this date, the Catholic, I think he was Jesuit missionary, Francis Xavier, arrived in Japan. He was the first, basically the first one and the most important one to attempt and often successfully spread Christianity to Japan. And this basically set off not quite a century, but around 75 years of. At first, it was relatively peaceful, but quickly growing strife between Japanese leaders and the Christian converts and Christian forces within Japan. Let's see, where are we going to send this? Okay, we're not going to send it to... Actually, we could send it to Shanghai, because that will spread religion. Yeah, let's send it to Shanghai. And it seems like my computer is slowing down. Conveniently right when we're at the end of the Muromachi... Oh, actually, have things calmed down? No. We're still getting frame drops. Of course, even though I have like 100 gigabytes free. Let's see, keep going south. Screw it. Next turn. We're so close to the end of the Muromachi period. Just let me get there. Oh, now it's fine. Okay, that was weird. That was just like a very strange 10 seconds of frame drop. However, we will still be ending the video with the end of the Muromachi period in 13 years, or 3 turns. Pretty happy with our position in the game right now. I mean, we're kind of low on this list, but we're also pretty close to a lot of people. We could easily overtake Boudica, China, Solomon. These top 3 are kind of getting a little ahead of themselves, but China with your little musketmen down here, that makes me uncomfortable. Should we keep building things in Satsuma, or should we just send this worker away? Let's see. Let's go up to Tokyo. Satsuma's fine. Really just a frontier city. We don't need to worry about it that much. Kyoto. What do you want? What do you need? Another crossbowman. How many? Yeah, we really don't have that many. We have to upgrade our damn crossbow. We have to upgrade our composite bowman. Let's make a settler. Yes, please. For God's sake, get it over with. It should be over quickly. Keep circumnavigating South America. Though, gonna have to go all the way around. It's incredibly annoying. But we still have 2 guys to discover. Would be fantastic to get that World Congress, but I don't know how we're gonna discover, like, Germany. I mean, I guess we'd have to go all the way through the... What's the sea in the north of Europe called? Like the White Sea or something? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Cape Town wants Mombasa bullied. We're not going to worry about that. Keep going. Keep going, buddy. Who's this? Is this still the... Is this also the Incans? Yeah. They really have this... It's a possibility. I mean, I guess there could be some Native Americans over to the east, but there's a significant chance that the Incans have the entirety of the Americas just to themselves, which would be rather overpowered. Satsuma, what do you want to build? You have a harbor, right? Yeah, you just finished one. Excellent. Library. God, please. Keep up. We need the, whatever the university, Oxford University. You have a lot of tourism, don't you? I don't really want to do this with you. Who wants a trade route? Kuala Lumpur wants another trade route. Didn't we already give them a trade route? Aren't we sending them a trade route from Satsuma? We definitely are. Who cares? Make it easier for us to get back in alliance with them in case that fades. World's most wonderful people. We're at 2. Haha. So they're, yeah, these unmet players. God damn it. Gotta find these assholes. Alright, it is 1575. In 1573, Oda Nobunaga overthrew the Muromachi Bakufu and took over all of Japan. And who is Oda Nobunaga? Well, he is us. I can't bring up a character profile, but he is the leader of Japan in Civ 5, and a very important figure in Japanese history. And so this is that 1573. That's the end of the Motomachi period. Also going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you liked it, or leave a dislike and subscribe if you didn't like it. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.